like the Aboriginal and LostPhoenixWolf on my channel. Today's still October 18th. Doing another video log for my viewers. And here I'm sitting in a room and cousin's in the room and he's chatting up about whatever, talking with my dad. And that's one cousin that's a grump and he's bugging. He's like, he wakes up in the morning, still wakes up about 6 or 7 in the morning, even though my little cousin's not around in his life at this point right now. I mean, they're around, to be around, how do I say that? She's still around in his life, but not as more convenient as it used to be when they lived in the city. So he still wakes up early, around 6 or 7 o'clock. I guess, he's been awake for 3 hours or so, and he's probably bored. He came over here. So just what I don't get is that he's bored, or, can ask a question. He comes all over here. He can just make a phone call and talk to my dad. But, that's what I don't get. He's wasting gas to go here and there, and he couldn't give me a ride to visit my cousin, or give me a ride all the way down the driveway to my dad's house. But it's okay. It's not real. It's tough to talk to him sometimes. I'm like, blah, whatever you're gonna talk about, it's blah 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 blah. So he's in there, he's talking there, and my sister just recently woke up. She's probably having some kind of breakfast. It's 10:41 right now. Maybe she's getting a ride by him. Maybe she doesn't have much gas in her vehicle. She's getting a ride by him, because I hear her talking right now, and I don't know what's going on out there. What I do know is chair's messed up again. That's what I do know. I should try to sew that again. What I do know is that I'm here doing a video log for you guys, and I was talking about water bottles and water jugs and containers and stuff like that, and don't freeze them. Now the other downside is having completely frozen containers and water jugs, or even leaving them outside to get frozen and rained on, that your containers do break down and you can't fill them with water. There was a time my dad had these jugs sitting around for a long time. He wanted to fill with water at my uncle's, and I go to take the lid off, and while I'm holding the handle, and like it broke apart. And it's like, Dad, how long have you had these bottles? Because it just broke apart in my hand. Didn't have to really do anything. It was just twisting off the top, and like the whole top just broke off. He goes, oh really? He goes, maybe you did this, and I was like, no, look it. And I just pushed the top with my finger, and it started breaking apart. It's Dad, I don't think you'll be able to put anything in this container. And not exactly sure what he was doing with that, but that was around the beginning of summer, or in the mid-beginning of summer. And like I said, also the prices of water and stuff like that, and you can get like a bottle of water could cost up to $15 to 50 cents, and then if you get like a case of water, a 24-pack, it's no name brand, drinking water, you could be paying like up to $2 for a 24-pack. That's something cool. But like I said, the price of water. So if you got like water, good clean water from the cistern, you gotta pay for money. You gotta pay for the water that goes into there. Then you gotta pay for the water that goes out from the sewage tank, septic tank. And then there's electricity to pump that water in and pump that water out. You're paying also for electricity too. See, this is what we're saying about water, because the price of water has gone up. To get somebody to take some water, and it lasts maybe like 3 weeks. You're lucky to even last 4 weeks. But the cistern tank lasts only maybe up to 3 weeks at least. And I think that's $70, $80. And then for the septic tank to be drained out, that's another $70, $80 there. Then you're paying for electricity to pump it in and pump it out, and that could be like maybe $15 for that, 15, $20, maybe $30. I'd say $30, because my dad running the air conditioner sometimes, and then he's got the 2 fridges, and she's got the fans going in, some of the lights on. My dad's watching movies, and he's doing stuff in the trailer and stuff. And his highest bill could be, well, he's on like equal billing on that too for his hydro. and this hydro has been as high as like $260, $300, right about there. But the normal, now this is different from when I used to have hydro bills around, it's like $75 for the month, and that's pretty normal, like $60 to $75. That's pretty normal, but things have changed now. You're gonna be paying closer to $175 by now, just for a normal month. I mean, if you don't really do anything. But being at least $200 a month, I mean that happens because of stuff you're doing around the thing. Even if you get the hydro shut off for the whole month, not doing anything, there's nothing in the fridge or freezer or anything at all, not using the hydro, you're still paying $50 just for having some kind of hydro delivered to you, not doing anything. So it's like $50. So you spend about $150 of hydro. And on top of that, there's a hydro fee, and it's $50. But when you do get hooked up with hydro, you spend about, then it was like $100. Then after that, it was like $200 for a connection fee. And this time my dad was telling me it was $300 for a connection fee, and it's like whatever on that. So the hydro, there's paying for the money for the water bottles and water and stuff. Like I said, the cistern tank, you got to pay to get that filled. The septic tank, you got to pay for that to get emptied. And you got to pay for the hydro usage to pump that water, and pump that water out. You got to pay for hydro and that. And there's also gas of heating the water too. So the price of actually living with water is pretty expensive. When we didn't have running water, it was pretty cheap. I mean, I could probably still live like that today. I'm not really crabbing about how good it is now and how crappy it was then. It's just the way life is now. It's better. It's better than it was. Like a lot better. This place is actually looking like a house instead of a shack. So, I don't know, my topic was about water today, so the reason why this topic come up is because I was sitting at my cousin's house, and there's no drinking water. There's well water. Well water is okay, maybe for that day. I was hardly drinking water. I was drinking like a cup or two that day, a cup or two next day. Then when I got home, I had like 4 cups of water, and then a little bit of flavor and stuff. And that was bottled water instead of well water, which is some kind of clean, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know that property. I don't know what's in that water. I don't know how good it really is. But well water is terrible. The mustiness of the smell, drinking it down is like, yeah. I'm used to drinking this bottled water or Brita water. Yes, I said Brita. Brita's okay. Brita's better than normal stuff. Anyway, so I'm gonna say now. I don't know. What was I saying about that? What was that? It must have been just my leg. But that's what today's topic is about, because there was no water over there, and I'm gonna say it. He probably doesn't watch my videos anyway. My little cousin's gonna watch my videos eventually, but they didn't have any drinking water for like 5 days. My little cousin had to drink that well water. It's not 100% good. I would say it's 25% crappy, maybe 50% crappy. But what's really crappy about it is that they can pay for beer, but they can't pay for a jug of water. Like, they get a jug filled up. I've seen jugs sitting around, rinse them out and stuff. Take them, go and get them filled. It's only like $3 to $5 to get one jug filled up, and that's the jugs can be traded in for $10. You can recycle those jugs to the place where you got it for $10. So getting that and the fill, and then whatever kind of crappy taxes, you're probably looking at around $20 for a jug. But they can spend $20 of booze instead of getting water for their household, for my little cousin. That's what really ticks me off about that. And I'm not going to say that she's starving. She's not really starving. She eats this and eats this and that's this and that. But there's, things need to be picked up around there. I mean, things need to be changing, but it's tough to say anything about that. I mean, life is what it is there. She's not going to have the best of things, and she's not going to have the worst of things. It could be worse. And I could get deeper into that and the way I feel about things and what I think's going to happen. But I can't. I'm not going to get into it. So that's why the topic today is about water. When I got back home, I was quite thirsty. At nighttime. I think it was about 10 o'clock, 10:30. My dad made some spaghetti and meatballs, or meat chunks. Spaghetti and Hamburg. Had a little bit of that. Even though I did have a little bit to eat at her place, everything was cool on that. I mean, I had a little bit of this and that, but I didn't want to eat so much and make it think like that. People think that that's all I want is eat here and eat there and eat that, and not really specifically giving any money. But I have no money. The money I do have is to get me back home, or money it is to get a carton for somebody. I already did that though. I already got the carton for somebody, and bring it to them because they don't have the money to come all the way here to get a carton themselves. So I'm coming this way, and I'm not really even caring about making a little bit of money back from that because I put into the gas. I mean, oh, you want this carton? You want this carton here? It's going to cost you $25. No, I'm not going to do that. I may up it maybe $5. I'll be a little way more lenient. Because it was like, oh, you don't like it, then I'm going to sell it to somebody else. I could do that. I could easily sell cigarettes. Everybody around me is a smoker. I think only just young kids, or don't smoke. But now they're going to see their parents or their aunt or uncle, their grandma, grandpa. They're going to eventually start smoking. Like my cousin, I told her, I was telling her this, that I know a lot of my cousins. Then I'll say 50 of them. I've told them, no, don't do drinking, don't do drugs, don't fall into the trap that everybody else has been into. But 40 of them have done drinking and drugs, or 40 of them have been drinking, or 40 of them have been just doing drugs, or whatever the statistics is on that. And I explained to her, she goes, oh, I'm never going to drink, I'm never going to do drugs, or I'm never going to smoke. And they say that now because they're young, but it also is peer pressure, and to be either feel cool or to want to be a part of somebody, a life and stuff like that. And it's peer pressure, it's a social thing, it's the way of life. People smoking and drinking and doing drugs. I mean, that's what they're doing in their life. If they can do that stuff. But she says she's never going to drink or do drugs or smoke. Like, we'll see that in 5 years. See how that happens. I mean, I know she's only 10, but some of them do start around smoking and drinking and drugs around 15. That I've seen, even younger than that too, and then of course a little older than that. But that's all I'm going to say right now. I'm going to continue in the next video. If you guys do like this video, please do hit the like button. Please subscribe to me. Be sure to video on the channel, my bad for you, my bad for me. Please do tell your friends and family about me. Thank you for viewing this video. Tell me you guys watch it. Hope you have a nice day, more night. And remember, it's better to be actual than original.